I wanted us to start doing these Monday talks, and we're gonna see how it goes. If we're gonna keep doing this, I want to talk about this whole thing about the race riots and protests, and just how it's affecting you, how it's affecting us, and just checking in on where you are. My biggest concern was actually the kids. If you have kids, how you're being able to handle that with them, and talking with them about what they're seeing on TV. The interesting thing is kids don't watch TV nowadays. They pretty much do Instagram or Facebook. They don't Facebook, sorry, they do TikTok. They're on Instagram, on TikTok, on Discord. So just checking in how they're doing, how you're doing. And that's kind of going to be the goal. And in a couple of weeks, actually, the next one that I'm going to do, I'm going to be talking with Julius, just talking about stuff and how to go about this whole process of dealing with what's going on. It's heavy in everybody's hearts. It's heavy in our hearts. Some of you guys who've been our friends for a long time, you know some of the stories that we have to tell. And the reason, I was thinking today why not everybody knows some of the stuff that each of us has been through. If you're a Black person in any sort of way, we all have friends who don't know some of the stories, and they don't believe that the stories are real because we've never told them. And we've never told the stories because you're tired of having the burden to tell the stories and hope to convince people to believe them. And that's okay. Like I was sharing with a group last week, you don't bear the burden of convincing others of your story. But the stories exist, the stories are real. But what matters is what we do then, what we're doing now, how we're dealing with this. This morning I posted Matthew 18:18 because I woke up, I was thinking about that yesterday and talked with somebody at church about that. And the verse says, whatever you bind in heaven is bound on earth. Whatever you bind on earth is bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth is loosed in heaven. Matthew 18:18. Everybody that I've talked to has said it's not just the tension, the sadness over the senseless deaths, but it's also the spirit that's hovering over the land, the horrible feeling that you have about what's going on. And just knowing that you know something is not right about anything that you're watching, anything that you're seeing. And so I said this morning that I woke up thinking prayer warriors assemble, and I know a lot of people have been praying. We've been praying, and sometimes those prayers are not really about the macro, meaning the larger picture. They're just about ourselves, how to deal with it, how to deal with the anguish that you personally feel, how to deal with the rage, how to keep moving, because every time you think life has gone on, the same thing happens again. And of course, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. So what that verse meant for me was that we need to be aware of some things that are going on that affect our spirits and affect our souls. That darkness that we're feeling cannot disappear just by talking about it only. And it's not just disappearing by action, it disappears also through prayer. And I'm not talking about a kumbaya prayer. That's, if you've had me share anything in person or the webinars that we've done, I have said quite a few interesting things about the whole kumbaya thing. That's not what I'm talking about. Because we have a tendency to pretend that we're coming together only so that some people can feel comfortable that they've come together with somebody, but they're not really pushing for change. They're not really doing anything to challenge um, the status quo. They're not doing any. They don't want to do anything. They just want to feel, I came together with somebody, held hands, and said everything is gonna be okay. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the physical, just a show of holding hands or kneeling together or whatever that is. I'm talking about real change, real process. And real change, real process is really tough because that includes making deliberate decisions in um, how we move forward, especially in the church. Because I work in a couple of worlds. I work in the church world, and I walk in this skin, beautiful skin that I was born in, of a black African woman. Love it. And then all the different roles that we have, and in each of those worlds, each of those dimensions, there are different things that can be done, that I can contribute in, that you can contribute to. And that's what was ringing in my mind today. And I was like, I just want to check in before we even get into the heavy stuff, which is another day, not tonight. Because here, West Palm Beach, it's 10:42 at night. And it's probably 9:42 Central. Hi guys, hi friends. For everybody who's in the Central Standard Time and my California friends, PST time. I just want to give us an encouraging word as we go to sleep tonight. That the Lord knows, the Lord cares, He's watching over us. And He doesn't want us to gloss over. His thing is not about glossing over the issue of why there's pain in the streets. That's not how the Lord works. And anybody who tells you that the Lord is all about peace and love, that's somebody who wants to have a kumbaya moment. They don't want to do the real work. And the real work is very messy. The real work requires sitting down, listening to stories that you're very uncomfortable with from people who don't look like you, not challenging the story or their testimony, but listening to it and learning from it. And if you're a person of faith, asking the Lord, what do you want me to do with what I'm hearing? How it's making me so uncomfortable, what do I do with it? But because we're going to bed, I don't want to get us thinking about something too deep right before we go to bed. I just wanted to encourage us and say that the Father is watching, and when we join together in prayer, in asking Him to heal the land. Yesterday and today, I woke up, beside thinking about Prayer Warriors Assemble, I woke up also thinking, Lord, please have mercy on America. Those were the words on my mouth. And even at night when I tried to pray, that's all I could say. Please have mercy on America, because people are really hurting. It's not just over George Floyd or Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tatiana Jefferson, which was in Texas before that, Corey Jones for us here in Palm Beach. It's just a whole, there's that, and then there's the people who've lost loved ones through COVID-19, and people who've lost their jobs, people who don't know if they're going to stay in their homes. So all that is sorrow upon sorrow. That's my point of listing some of the things that people are going through. And when I see the pain in the streets, it's tears of injustice for many years. And then it's also tears over the fear and the loss during a pandemic that you can't do anything about, you cannot control. So my prayer of Lord, please have mercy, and Lord, heal the land, is based on that. So tonight as we sleep, I want to challenge us to think about, what does the Lord healing the land mean to you and me? I want to challenge us. And it's not about feeling good because you see a couple of people hugging, holding hands, or kneeling together. To be honest, Black people do that all the time. They hold hands, they hug, they kneel, they have to talk to people they know who they don't like them. So it's not about that. It's not about a band-aid, is what I mean. It's about asking the Lord, what's the difficult work that you need me to do to be part of the healing process? And that includes me too, because the Lord is constantly revealing things that we can do to make a change and be that change. So I'm gonna just leave that for tonight. I'm gonna let it be there because I don't want to move into deeper stuff that's gonna leave us thinking and being too sorrowful. In fact, right now I was listening to Kirk Whalum's CD show on unconditional, thinking about God's unconditional love and what does it mean. So tonight I'm just challenging us. What does the Lord healing the land, healing our hearts, healing our wounded spirits, our wounded bodies, families that are fearful, people who cannot bury their loved ones in the same, they cannot be present with them because of being worried about COVID-19. And then now, here in West Palm Beach, we're under curfew. You can't be outside right now. So tonight I want us to sleep with the thought of asking the Lord to please heal the land, but to show us, most importantly, what is our role in that healing. And again, I'm going to challenge us. Don't reach for the easy kumbaya holding hands solution. That's not the answer. The answer requires some difficult questions and some difficult answers that we might not be ready to hear. So we'll do this again, and I look forward to it. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good night. God bless you all.